Hello again everyone, and I mentioned it in my first video but haven't got around to actually doing one yet, and I love to do them, so today we'll be doing my top 10 waifus in Genshin Impact. Before I start, I wanted to say I'll only be ranking playable female characters. So for those who thought I might try to sneak in Venti, or only want to see Ayaka or Rosaria, there won't be in it this time. So for now, let's get into it with my number 10. To start off, we have the one and only librarian of the Favonius Knights. Lisa is brilliant in her own right, being quoted as the most distinguished graduate in the past 2 centuries, and who doesn't love a smart girl? For many other people, she would easily fit the role of Mommy GF, as she just radiates a certain kind of aura, a particularly strong energy. Certainly one of the most feminine and curvy of the Genshin roster, with debatably the coolest plunge in the entire game. Also, one of the few characters that everyone's able to play around with, an electrifying pick to start off our list. Next up is the shy alchemist Sucrose, a Dandare who's obviously often overlooked due to this characteristic. Even her appearance fits this nature, being a bit smaller, and that's not just her height, as well as being the only character to wear glasses. Definitely one of the cutest girls, where her thigh highs and thigh gap contrast the timid image she presents. Even her elemental burst is quite beautiful as it bursts into the shape of a butterfly. But this list definitely isn't short on beauty as we get to the number 8, our resident bunny girl Amber. With numerous cute aspects like her stuffed Baron Bunny elemental skill and her hair ribbon, as well as some more mature aspects, we get a very balanced waifu. Giving off the girl next door vibe with a surprisingly normal hairstyle and proportions, we have probably the most realistic depiction of any girl on the list. She's energetic, fairly reliable, yet slightly ditzy, and even though she's a base character, she'd be one of my favorites to use if she wasn't actually so useless in the game. Another character who I wish was a bit better in game is Noelle, the number 7 on this list. Playing perfectly into the maid trope, she does it while looking absolutely stunning. Sporting a cute bob cut with a fairly basic maid outfit adorned with red to bring the costume alive, alongside her small frame, makes her choice of giant claymore stand out all the more. A tank and a little package, and humble dreams of becoming a Knight of Favonius make Noelle, the battle maid, a brilliant case for contesting traditional values of cute. Continuing on with challenging traditional appearances is Xinyan. The number 6 pick comes in with one of the most unique appearances in game. The rock star definitely has some traditionally Asian undertones in her appearance, but the most personalized part of her outfit are the spikes that protrude from almost every article she wears. These spikes, alongside her short twin tails, fishnet stocking, and darker color palette, create the most badass looking character to date. Although her personality can be surprisingly timid, her music and elemental burst are explosive. As we narrow the list down to 5, we finally reach Jean, the Dandelion Knight. One of the biggest women in the game in numerous ways, she's the definition of femininity. If you're able to ignore her plump chest and thick thighs, we're faced with possibly the most traditionally beautiful girl in the game. She exudes an air of responsibility while still maintaining a certain innocence. Once again, possessing an elemental burst that mirrors her personality, she creates a beautiful field of dandelions that heal all allies. And if you're not sold on her yet, I have to mention she's one of the few known siblings in game, being the elder sister of fellow Genshin Impact character Barbara. This lets me talk about the character I felt was the most difficult to place on this list. Mona is our number 4 for various reasons. With long legs covered in leggings to her fairly small yet perky chest, she has her fair share of sex appeal. Yet her aquatic abilities are absolutely stunning and create the magnificence that she prides herself in as an astrologist. Donning the classic mage's cap with a couple symbols that just scream arcane origin over her outfit, she looks every part the magic user. However, her long twin tails are a hint about her true personality. As a trademark tsundere aesthetic, Mona fits this archetype quite well. This, as well as her poor money management and perhaps even slightly arrogant nature, are what hold her from an even higher ranking. Yet, I still felt her deserving of this spot, as she was the character I personally was third most excited for seeing at launch. Finally down to our top 3. Our bronze medal goes to the newest release Ganyu. An absolutely stunning outfit and color scheme that couldn't better match her cryo element are just part of what make Ganyu so amazing. As the secretary of the U-High Pavilion, we get a dedicated, efficient worker who exceeds expectations while simultaneously combining beauty, elegance, and allure. She even has a cute side that's mentioned in her quest chain, as she's affectionately referred to as Little Miss Ganyu, and pouts when people reminisce over her youth. She also exemplifies the real-life struggle of being torn between 2 identities, as she does not feel she belongs in either the human or the Adepti world. I'm sure many people even adore her Qilin horns and cowbell necklace that mark this amazing character. Our second last pick belongs to the enigmatic official, a very strange girl who's the perfect example of Chinibyo. Constant talk of destiny, delusions of grandeur, and her trademark eye patch make her an interesting girl to say the least. Numerous references hinting at German origin partnered with an equally mysterious companion raven named Oz add to her intrigue. Most likely the most appealing part of her aesthetic is her gothic nature. A black and purple wardrobe with frills and wings all over, as well as long black boots and a mismatched stocking and singular thigh-high define her style. Even a long mane of blonde hair blended with what's becoming an all-too-common set of twin tails lets Fischl stand out as not just an interesting character, but constructs her uniquely beautiful style. But regardless of all this, Gothic girls simply are the best. So before I get to my number 1, I felt like I should add an honorable mention. This loyal girl will make you think, is she actually playable? Sadly no, and that's part of the reason she's only an honorable mention and not actually ranked. Anyway, Paimon is my pick for honorable mention for a few reasons. First off is all the fan art makes it seem like one day she could compete with these other girls. Another key reason is to appease the lolly community, and finally, and the most important point, is simply so I could do this. Without further ado, we move on to the Genshin Impact Best Girl, and as I'm sure many of you could guess, this spot belongs to Kachin. And I don't know about all of you, but everyone I know prefers to call her Keking, so I'm sticking with that. My absolute favorite character to play, and wait, what the f***, I don't even have her. Man, never lucky. This elusive, almost feline shares many traits with these four-legged beasts that can't be a coincidence. On release, I'm sure I'm one of the many who saw her iconic hairstyle at a distance and held to believe she was a cat girl. Consider this with her agility and finesse in combat alongside her tsundere nature, and it seems she manifests many traits of a cat. However, on top of this she possesses a regal grace and elegance that's expected of a member of the Liyue Qixing. Mix in the classic sex appeal of another pair of twin tails and some leggings, and you get our number 1 pick, the Lightning Queen Keking. Being a very subjective ranking, I'm sure many people would like some drastic alterations made to the list, but hey, that's the fun of it. With a few announced new characters who look absolutely amazing, I'm sure this list will evolve many times. But for now, I hope you all enjoyed silently criticizing my list, but if you want to vocalize it, I'd love to hear what you thought or want to see next in the comments. And as is tradition, until next time, I'm going Ghost.